Can anybody hear me? Or am I talking to myself?
What's up, everyone? I'm Jaren, and today we are talking about Lightyear. This solo spin-off to Toy Story is directed none other than Angus MacLane, who has been one of the animators in the Pixar team for many of your really big hits, as well as the co-director of Finding Dory. We got the voice talents of Keke Palmer, Peter Sohn, Taika Waititi, Dale Soules, James Brolin, and the voice of Buzz Lightyear, Chris Evans. And the synopsis goes, while spending years attempting to return home, the maroon space ranger Buzz Lightyear encounters an army of ruthless robots who are commanded by the evil Zurg. Before I get into this review, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my friend Marissa Ramirez and the other talented stylists over at 253 Salon. They definitely make sure that when I come in, I have this fade fresh cuts and beautifully blended. I mean, I just like looking good, you know? And sometimes I go in after work and I'm already tired. When I'm feeling like a cappuccino, they hook me up. And wow, the services are magnificent, and they don't just cater to just haircuts. You know, they do hair coloring, hair extensions, hair highlights, and much, much more. Go ahead and check them out, 253 South Market Street in Wailuku. Getting right into the review, I gotta say, I wasn't necessarily jumping out of my seat when I first heard that Buzz Lightyear was getting an origin story. I mean, he was a desired toy while growing up. You know, I've always wanted to own one, and he was my favorite character of the entire Toy Story franchise, but I just didn't see it being necessary to have another origin story. I mean, Toy Story 2 just kind of painted the story I wanted. What I really appreciated it is that it was an homage to old school sci-fi movies, kind of like with the influences of Stanley Kubrick and Ridley Scott films, and you can really see that with the charm of Pixar animation. As much as I was missing the voice of Tim Allen, I do have to admit that Chris Evans has definitely brought the character justice with the determination, ego, hero complex, and vulnerability that really makes up the Buzz Lightyear persona. According to the trailers, I was afraid that the Socks character was going to be overwhelmingly annoying, but surprisingly enough, I loved him. um, Not only is he a cute robotic cat, but a lot of the levity he brings when interacting with a lot of our characters, it feels natural, and that makes him so freaking funny. Speaking of annoying, the characters voiced by Keke Palmer and Taika Waititi was really rough. And what I mean by that is that I understand that in a lot of adventure movies, in a lot of comedic relief situations where we do aim these movies for kids, there can be mistakes made. And in this case, the characters played by Keke Palmer and Taika Waititi make a lot of mistakes, like one after the other. And if you've seen the first Purge movie, you can kind of tell where I'm going with this. And I get it, you know, things get played out for laughs, and without those mistakes, we wouldn't have a movie. But in the point of view of Buzz Lightyear, I was just like, oh, come on, really? You're messing this up too? Thank goodness that they become redeemable by the third act, but I do have to say, other than Socks, Darby, the elderly character, again, delivers nice, natural comedy, especially in that team dynamic, and it was just perfect. I'm not quite sure how to feel about the new lore they've given Zurg. I'm not necessarily mad about it, but I can understand why they decided to go in that particular direction. Although, when the reveal about Zurg happens, a lot of the action after that and a lot of the choices made became very predictable. Although, in result of all that, we do get an action-packed, exciting showdown between Buzz Lightyear and Zurg, which is always something that I wanted to see again ever since the opening of Toy Story 2. And because this is another masterful Pixar product, I do have to say that a lot of the tropes and a lot of the story structures felt a little all too familiar or borrowed from other Disney movies, that when the emotional beats kind of came around, it didn't hit as hard as I was hoping for, and it really left no surprise for it. The animation work and the designs were incredible, including when it came to our characters or designing the world of science fiction, and especially the suits, like all those cool features that they kind of added on, and it really deepened the meaning of what it was like to be a space ranger, that I felt like a kid again, just idolizing the coolest perfection in the galaxy. Now, if they do follow this up with a sequel, I would love for them to deal with more alien life forms or worldly creatures, because that one hangar sequence was actually my favorite with the giant insects and they're like sneaking around them in stealth mode. Just do more of that. That was really intense for a kids movie. And knowing Disney writers, of course they're going to want to bring back Zurg, especially if you've paid attention to all the end credit stuff. But just make sure that you bring back James Brolin. I mean, the man is a legend. I loved hearing him back on the movies again. I mean, this is Thanos' dad in real life. Overall, this was a fun, action-packed sci-fi adventure for the whole family. I'm pretty sure that when watching this movie will make a new generation of fans for the Buzz Lightyear character, as well as for the growing adults who grew up with Toy Story, go back and revisit these movies all over again, because that's the love of this fan base. And you know what? To infinity and beyond, indeed. It is now streaming on Disney Plus and will be available on 4K Blu-ray and DVD September 13th. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I know I've been away for quite some time. I will share with you what I've been up to maybe on the next video. You know, I won't make it too long or lengthy. I just wanted to share a little bit of what I've been working up towards, other than just watching movies. But again, this is a hobby of mine. I do this because I want to, not because I have to. And I love you guys. Thank you guys so much again for watching. I'm Jaren Ugbanawag. Look forward to more reviews, and I will see you guys at the movies. Take care.
Because I'm tired of drifting around and round.